Okay, so I am gonna go over my booby run from the weekend where I placed in 5th. Sorry for the spoilers. Not really. And if you just want to watch the actual race, it's like what 4 hours, and this video is like 4 hours and 3 hours and 48 minutes long. I'll link the actual run without commentary on the description of this video for you guys who are watching this from YouTube. Yeah. Let's just say that I played. It was a messy run. It was a pretty goddamn messy run. For a lot of reasons. Yeah, let's dive into it. So, actually, we just skip to when the race actually starts, which is in a couple minutes there. The first fuck up is I forgot to actually start the timer, so I just eventually deleted it. But you can pay attention to the in-game clock. So the race starts at 300, and then you just start from there. And then the second mistake already is that I was actually listening to the Ziki and Rice casting from the laptop, so I wasn't like 100% focused, and you can definitely see some really weird, stupid mistakes that should never happen. Probably because of that, because you know at some point they said something, but just like wait what, and then they just looked out and just like run a half a screen in the wrong direction. But yeah, so we just do a Shadow Mule because I'm playing a Templar. The normal. You actually kill Hillock a tiny bit faster now if you do the sidestep.
It's nice
because if he hits you, it's like over 50% of the. I can actually speed this up a tiny bit, yeah. I think the 2 point is a bit too fast. But the hits from Hillock,
stay sharp out there,
like almost always stun you. So you lose a lot of time if you get hit by them. They're just gonna the things that I will be looking at, obviously movement speed, then blue green wand, blue wand, and then green something. I didn't get movement speed there. I didn't get a wand with blue green. I actually don't get 3-link on my wands until I think after Brutus or something like that. But I had a blue green on the. I think it was on a helm or gloves. So I can get my 3-link, which is gonna be Arcane Church, Onslaught, and then Orb Storm, and then swap the Arcane Church later for that lightning. Yeah, there again, a tiny bit of sidestepping. It's a really tiny sidestep that you need to do, and it actually ends up saving you time. Obviously log out because it's faster. No, sorry, it was a green blue, which is not bad, but it's not ideal.
Goodbye.
Yeah, no movement speed, anything like that. So here, I actually missed.
Goodbye.
I missed the helm. So first I check movement speed, so I have like the move like on my copy paste. So I just do here, and after that I remove it to check like the colors. And here's actually a blue that I could have taken, because I don't need the blue doesn't need to be on a wand. It just has to be somewhere. And I already have a wand with green. You need green for explosive trap and lesser poison, and I also have it on gloves. So that was basically a blunder not taking this. It's not like super important, but it's nice to have a 3-link so that in Act 2 you can have claimed as Arcane Church and then Wave of Conviction together. Because that's a more multiplayer for Wave of Conviction. There, I do a... At this point, I thought... I was actually about to log out, because... there's layout, where if this keeps going here, it's faster to just reset and hope to get a better layout. Because the layout is so goddamn long. But, so that's why I like went down here to check. You even see like... I'm actually motion back, like going to town. But then I realized that this is actually a god tier layout. This is the best possible coast layout you can get. And I recognized it from that. I should be better at moving while doing everything. Like you see I stopped there like a couple times. Like to be constantly moving while you're doing everything. But I stop like there. I'll stop there. Then again I'm getting stunned and, well, not almost dying, but... But yeah, my early vendor was pretty bad. Didn't get movement speed or any of the actual links I needed. You usually have to kill some stuff in mudflats because you want to hit level 3 by the time from killing Hail, right? So you get a new vendor. So yeah, usually if you're like half level, like, you know, halfway to level 3 here, you're basically guaranteed to get the level up from Hail rank. This was a well-run mudflat. You can't really do it much better than that. There's a tiny... I guess it's a trick, but... usually, what usually people do is, instead of opening the world map here, they just click the waypoint, and then they have the cursor somewhere here and hope that they hit the, you know, the waypoint they want to go in. In this case, it's gonna be a coast. But what you can actually do is you can open the world map and then have your mouse right next to it, and the moment you get the waypoint, you can actually like immediately go there. So you actually save there, you know, some tenths of a second every time if you do that. It's like, if you do that consistently on every single time, I don't do it. I do it in like early on because I have the muscle memory for that. But later on I don't do it anymore. There's just like too many things to think. That's actually better than Tapula. And this helps you. This helps me a lot with boss kills. So I would rather have movement speed boots. I think I actually have to... I spent a bit too much time here because I was like, you know... I bought... I think this one was magic, so it cost 2 wisdoms instead of 1. And you need to buy 3 gems from Nessa. You need to buy Arcane Church, War Banner, and Orbital Storms. You need 3 wisdoms by that, so I wasted a tiny bit of time there, but not a big deal. Again, this I think I did this layout pretty much as good as you can. Yeah. I do the skill point in here, but I don't do Fairgraves. And the reason for that is if you do this skill point, you get the movement speed node, the dexterity, cast speed, attack speed, movement speed node before you get to Brutus, and well, that's having movement speed is nice. It helps a lot. It also allows you to level lesser poison and then later on explosive trap. And I'm actually not going through the life nodes early on. to the melee damage. I'm just taking the movement speed and then I'm immediately going towards what the fuck it's called, the Dark Arts for even more movement speed and cooldown reduction.
The path becomes clearer with each bloody step.
I'm not sure how many of you guys know. I actually didn't know it myself for the longest time either. I just never like read it what Frostblink does, but it gets cooldown reduction based on how many and what rarity monsters there are in the AoE when you use it. So you wanna make sure that you always use the Frostblink on packs. Like you can see how fast the cooldown is when it's used on a pack. So basically I just right now I'm still using Frost Bomb just because it's better AoE. But I think I'm like, you can now already use Orb of Storm, but I usually go until Climb before I do it. It's because Ledge has such a crazy packs. Like with Orb of Storms, you're not level 7 at this point. And the reason why you wanna like not use Frost Bomb eventually is because if you use Frost Bomb and then you Frostblink, the Frostblink actually ends up killing the whole pack because the minus 25 cold resist exposure from Frost Bomb. So you have to swap it out eventually. But again, there I think I did it too. No, actually, it didn't do it here. Here you're supposed to also open up the world map before, so you have the cursor right next to the waypoint spot. And Ultra. I think I didn't mess up this layout. That's my blue green, by the way. Too bad it's not a wand. Because it's a bit harder to get the links on non-wand. There's a mess up, I fucked up my Frostblink. So I had to wait for the cooldown. Why don't you go from ledge to kill the grab, like you get this XP penalty, don't you? No. The reason first of all, you don't get an XP penalty at that point. That's level 6 zone and I'm level 7, there's no XP penalty. But the reason why you wanna go all the way to prison is then you get added lightning in the same time as you get the skill point here. If you go from ledge waypoint, you didn't go all the way to the Brutus waypoint, so you lose out on the extra skill gem from this. Does Wave of Conviction give the same 25 exposure? Yeah, but you can only have one yes, it gives. And that's why you want to use it eventually. Another big mistake actually that I didn't mention is you really want to have an item with a red socket. Because, well, War Banner. If I had War Banner on the grab kill, oh shit, right. Let me there you go, thanks. I could have actually killed the grab like, you know, 3 seconds faster if I had War Banner there. That's actually a tiny miss, like a fuck up here in prison.
Farewell.
At this point, you already know that it's gonna be this layout. You can tell it at this point already. So I kind of, it's not a big fuck up by going here, especially because there's a blue pack. If you kill it, I don't think I actually killed it though. No, I killed some of them, so it's not a big deal, but just light misplay there. Let me go back to the actually here. In upper prison, you always go up first. You want to check what the first room is here. And yeah, this was there was two options at this point. Because there's nothing below here. Actually, should I move my cam to the side here maybe? Somewhere like here. So yeah, in here, because there's nothing below here, this is a either, you know, this nice loop, or it could have been up here. If there was something below this line here, then it would have been basically guaranteed there or like here. But there's a tiny misread. I didn't realize this at the start. I checked it like here. Like, oh shit, it's gonna be a loop. This could have been a really bad zone if they didn't have a door here. I would have actually have to run all the way from here. That would have been really bad. This was actually potentially the worst possible layout.
Your answer's here, heretic. In Rayclast. But I don't think.
So since I didn't get the, actually I have two green blues, but yeah, having the added lightning on the explosive there is really useful. Here you should, if you do it properly, you can actually destroy most of the barrels just with the frostblink. And they're slapping my nice DPS body armor. This helps me a lot with early boss kills. And the funny thing is, this could have actually been my endgame chest piece as well. Not even kidding. The only issue is that it has slightly wrong colors, but getting the colors on this is actually easy. So you want 2 green, 2 blue, because you want the prolif, which is on the weapon on the chest. Orb of Storms, Ice Bite, and then Chain. Because it's you basically just use it to proc Herald of Ice. And that's why you want the prolif. And then obviously Ice Bite for that massive flat cold damage. So I actually end up selling this at some point, and I realized it immediately after that I should have done that. But yeah, we'll talk about that later, I guess.
Hello.
No movement speed. I think I've checked the vendor every time for movement speed whenever I've been in town. There I got my blue,
Take care.
green, immediately making it into a +1. Getting the +1 is really important. Wasn't the item level too low for 4 links? No, but it was already a 4 link because it had the prolif built into the item. So you just put in Orb of Storm, Ice Bite, and Chain. So all I had to actually do is to scrum it. But I didn't realize it. I actually didn't realize it. There's a slight misread here. At this point, you can already tell that the exit is gonna be up there. But I didn't play well. And there was also some decent backsides here. But yeah, I did go to the wrong place here. It's just like there's so much stuff on your mind. I think I'm also overkilling a bit, like I'm already level 10. This is like, what, 15.5 minutes now, I think? I think my werewolf was like 18 minutes. Yeah, there's 60 minutes there. This was a massive fuck up. I should never do that mistake in GPR. That was a good like 15 seconds lost. Or something like that. In a layout like this where you get wall like this, you always go from the left side first. Because in 99% of the time it's from there. Yeah, I opt out to skip this. It takes like a minute and a half, minutes and a half usually to do that. Because you have to run through the zone and you get chilled and everything as this feels bad, man. And I don't need the skill point from it. I actually skip a lot of skill points in this run. Because I just didn't need them. I'm overkilling here. You don't. I actually hit level 11 now, but it's fine if you hit the 11 in Cavern of Anger. You need 11 and like something to hit the level up in your explosive trap. I think like what 11 and 15% or something like that. So I just overkilled. I didn't go town here until I've actually killed Mervoil. Basically, when you kill Mervoil, you get the waypoint in Act 2. So you can just log out there and then get your rewards. But yeah, reading the layout here was fine. You know, slapping the OP chest. Saving up the war banner for the second phase. I don't manage my Arcane Church well in this fight. But doesn't really matter because I had the OP chest for boss kills.
I must cure this plague before it sickens.
Yeah, get all the items and then. Not sure why I talked to Bestel because I didn't get any stuff. ID all the rares especially because you don't need alterations. It's also faster to. This is like the travel from Nessa to Waypoint. If you have a SSD, you're faster going to hideout and then just going from there, as you can see. This is where the blue would have been nice. Claimed as Arcane Church and
Make it fast.
Stormbrand.
Exiles.
No movement speed boost still. I got the best possible layout for old fields. I didn't get the invite.
Fresh meat.
I think this walks here to 777 miljardia 777 miljoonaa 777 777.
Jeez. Thanks, dude. But yeah, I got the best possible layout in the fields. Usually you have to spend a a TP scroll. I don't do the corrupted zone because it can't give me any fragments yet. You can't get fragments before Act 4. Mine's level 2, I think. Is threshold. But yeah, Tai has had a ticket already from the first race. But yeah, normally if you don't get the very early, then you just like run forward and just drop a TP somewhere. And then when you get the waypoint in Crossroads, you go back to town to do the den for the Quicksilver. Another pair of boots with no MS. Feels bad, man, dude. I'm a bit slow at making my vendors.
The end of learning is
I'm checking MS. Hey, look at that. MS for two transmutes. Can't buy it. Feels bad, man. You know, just drop Orb every now and then. Well, usually after Flame Dust on every single pack. Try to keep the onslaught going.
With pretensions of
But
God.
I overfarm in Act 2. I think I'm like almost 21 after killing wall, which is just too high. The Zin's layout here is pretty good. Usually it takes a bit longer to get to that level 2. Young Templar Simulator just watching 125 speed. This is a bad level 2 layout because the trial is up here, but the exit is down. So you have to go up first and then down. And you like, as you can see, like, ideally I would have gone through there. You can see it? Through there. But I kept going down because usually the layout keeps going here and then the thing is here. Yeah. What's the ideal level for active wall? It's like 20. That skip here. You don't really need to do it, but I do it because it Fidelitas is usually up here instead of like on the left side. So you can pre-trap it better from this side. Also, I should have put in the chest piece, but not a not a big deal as against. But that's a lot of damage. You could take the Herald of like Iceland's Thunder immediately, but I usually try to save as many, do as many things as possible between vendoring, so you don't, waste time. So I'll do the lab trial here before I take them. Usually you get more items to vendor, so the chance that you have the alteration to buy Wave of Conviction and then the other Herald is, a bit higher. And potentially transmutes and stuff.
Ready, Exile! It is time to...
Who won the race? Ty won the race, but Waggle got the...
Your trust is the only reward I need, my Lord of Light.
The Exilecon ticket because Ty already had it. And then the Steel placed in third, but because of the above mentioned reason, he got the Method paid ticket. It's actually a bit odd that Method doesn't just fly all of their POE points to Exilecon, in my opinion. But just waiting to see if there's like some loot on that.
No beast of burden.
So far my layouts have been decent, like as in like I've read them nicely. I keep the helm because you need a lot of blues and a couple greens.
Exiles.
Greetings.
Why would they fly Noogie?
Go with us.
Because he's a POE, still a main POE streamer and he's in Method. I think Method should fly all of them.
Hello.
I actually had to go back to Act 1 to buy a transmute because Yena doesn't sell transmutes. So I actually had to go back to Act 1 to buy a transmute. So I could buy the 15 movement speed boots. So yeah, 26 minutes, no, it's like 27 minutes into the race, I finally got movement speed. At least it's a 15%, which is nice. So I start to catch up a bit now. I was really behind at this point already because I didn't have movement speed. And, well, I'm also slow in Act 2. I really need to make my Act 2 runs better.
Ready, Exile!
I usually talk to Einhar if I can, so he can, start from the beginning. But, if you do enough damage to like one of the beasts that you find, then he'll spawn too, but better to just do that. In here, in this layout, if you get the waypoint immediately, you should reset the instance. Because that way you'll most likely can do like instance where the waypoint is closer to the exit. But now here we're like halfway, something like that. At some point you should kill a red beast as well, so you can get the quest completed and you can actually craft. I don't do it in Act 2 because you just don't have the damage at this point. It was a slight misread, but the Act 5 race is gonna... everyone in chat right now could start practicing with Act 5 tower race and you could actually all win it if you just practice enough. Or Zizaran, it's just literally trying to keep moving while putting everything on. Some bad misplays here. I know this layout, but I'm not sure why I went down. You know, the usual pre-trap. I actually threw too many traps. 7 would have been enough. Especially if I put a chess piece on. Maybe even 6. So there's a like wasted second or something like that just because, you know, throwing more traps. But rather make sure that he actually dies. So yeah, just pre-trap and then because Templar you have War Banner, you just drop that in and yeah. Here you usually want to cut through. Here we have water, so it doesn't really work as well. Didn't recognize the layout, but usually you just cut through the middle. There's like 3 different places where it spawns, like up on the far right and then down. So by going straight to the right gives you a good idea where to go. I ended up didn't want to take the boots because I already had 50% wound speed, and those boots actually are good colors as well. You know, random stuff. Spent too much time though. I should have just sell them for transmute charge at this point.
Stay true to you.
Physical to lightning and faster casting for wave conviction. I'm actually using those on endgame too. I think too much. Yeah, just need to. You really need to just keep going up. Like keep going. I spent too much time with vendors and everything like that. Again, should I put the body armor on?
You dare to speak for peace, outlaw. There's the piece of your lives around you.
At least I do it now. Instant kill. The blunders, you know, just wasted 2 seconds there by misclicking that out. You know, go to Alira and then go get the skill point. But yeah, basically all of the things, every time you see my character stop while in a zone with monsters, that's fuck up. You should be able to do everything while you're moving. That's why you want to have a move only somewhere. I should really learn how to use it on space. Because right now I'm using one of my, like, you know, fingers that could be using flasks or any of the main skills on move only. While I could just use it on my thumb. But I'm using space for closing all the windows. It's like a great panic button and everything like that. I should really learn how to do that. And then just assign a mouse button for the close all windows or something like that. There's a tiny misread here. At this point, you can already tell that the X is gonna be here. And then I guess you just cut through from here. But I was probably thinking something else. Finally, at this point, I realized, oh yeah, it's this layout on it. This is actually one of the better layouts. This is a really short layout.
I beg of you, God, help me to lead this world back into the light.
Usually they make like a massive zigzag. Oh, I was just taking the buff bars off. It doesn't show it on the buff bars. I actually want to see relevant buffs there, because I can tell by looking at my mana reservation if I have them on. At this point I'm like, I should be at this exact point where I'm right now. Like minute and a half earlier or something like that. Which would have been the case if I had movement speed. I think this is gonna be like a 38-minute wall kill or something like that. You should aim for like 37 on a Templar while you're doing like some of the skill points. That just overkill. I kill way too much here. But it helps in Act 3 a bit. So as practicing win Act 5 kit average? Yeah, dude. Oh man, I fuck up this so badly. There's actually some cues to this layout, which I'm not gonna talk about. Where you can actually tell where the exit is gonna be. But I just made a hard blunder there. I like full clear this shit before I actually get to the place. That was like a good minute and a half lost here. Look, more like a minute, not a minute and a half. Also realized that my, you know, you're gonna see why that minimap setting was like that. Like why it wasn't auto center. Just make a blunder counter. Oh god, dude. And here, oh no. Just take a look at that. Okay, guys, just look at that. That's a hard dead end. That's a hard dead end, and I went both of them. You can tell when I'm mad during loading screens. Let me put it into normal speed. You can clearly see when I'm mad. my mouse just goes like super crazy. In this zone, once you found the first staircase, the exit is literally always gonna be on the opposite side. So as you can see, it's here into here. It's just gonna be really good. It's really easy to find. You know exactly where to go immediately. After you find the first staircase in the answer pyramid. Vagol going at light speed at this point already. He was really fast. Then again, his Shadow is really fast early on. Because you don't need the mule. And you have more damage early on. I actually opted out to kill some of the ads to, you know, proc the second ad spawn. That's pretty lucky. Getting a 4-link this early is pretty lucky. It's actually a usable one too. I just need to recolor it. Well, I don't, because I already have a chess piece, but let's ignore that. Here you go.
I am no beast of burden.
You just go like, there's like a skip. You can skip the animation from the Clarissa if you go far enough from her after you kill the guy. It didn't really help here because I was, you know, fucking up with my inventory Tetris and shit. I opted out to put a 3-link explosive trap because it's literally gonna destroy everything at this point. Especially because I have elemental overload, so going full elemental with the fist lighting is actually not a bad idea. It carries really hard. Ideally, you would have a blue for the Wave of Conviction though, and then you just have a 2-link explosive that it's more than enough.
Life in his right hand, death in his left. And then there are those.
I should be at this zone like a minute faster. Also, there was no need for me to actually go all the way down there. You can tell it like at the start of the room that it's not gonna be there. I was hoping the ghost not to be retarded and actually go in there, but
I am no beast of burden.
didn't, and it just ended up dying. Bad inventory Tetris. Waste a lot of time there. But I really wanted the chromatic.
Allow your wisdom to be tempered by the flames of the past.
A dead
That was unnecessary. You actually, this is a layout again that you know I should know, and I should have just taken the short path. I guess pressure got into me, and I just lost brain cells.
heretic. Enough of this.
And then obviously I was listening to the cast as well.
Watch yourself.
I wonder when I actually sell the chess piece. I don't even remember. At this point, I should have spent one transmute to buy a blue, but I think I do it a bit later when I get better ones. But having the 3-link is really important. Why you don't wear chest? It has a wound speed penalty, and you don't need to use a chest piece yet at this point. If you're ballsy, you don't actually have to use it until Act 5 as a Templar. If you get the links elsewhere, you don't need to use a chest piece, but usually you start to be a bit socket starved at this point, or like you know, at the end of Act 3, that you wanna actually use a chest piece, and it gives you safety too. Because I'm level 23 now. I'm overkilling stuff, but it allows me to go to docks immediately. If you're like 22 or something like that,
Ready, Exile?
then going to docks isn't a good idea because it's a level 29 zone, so you have extra penalties.
Slaughter you.
But it saves you one loading screen if you don't do that. Because instead of taking the waypoint in, you know, Battlefront, then going to Solaris, then from Solaris back to Battlefront, and then the docks, and then back to Solaris.
I am no beast
Instead
of
you go
burden.
Battlefront, you go docks. After you're on docks, you go back to the Battlefront waypoint and just go up there to the Solaris. So being a tiny bit like extra level doesn't really hurt too much. In green dude, oh, I haven't seen the patch notes. No, I'll check them probably tomorrow. Totally unnecessary for me to use Wave of Conviction on white mobs. Every time you see me use Wave of Conviction on white monster, that's basically a mistake.
I am no beast of burden.
There's no need to do that. You see there, I'm almost level 24, but I had to go down to vendor. Ideally, you would postpone this until you're level 24, because at level 24 you can actually buy 4 links from the vendor. Although there's like a chance that he has 4 links. No, I'm just not a big fan of it. When I want to play yeah, there now I sold the chest piece. Actually, I'll write in chat at some point. Actually, go down. You can see that the things. But that would actually be an easy 4 link for myself. But it doesn't matter too much because I get the links on a different chess piece before I can even use the 4 link setup, so it doesn't matter too much. But it would have been good for sure. Not an endgame chest because it has a low life and it doesn't have a high ES. The more ES you get from a chest piece, the better, because you know you get flat region as an Inquisitor.
How?
Ideally, you wouldn't have any important links on your boots because it makes it really hard to upgrade your boots. But at this point, you could already get like 20% movement speed, so I picked them up because it was a 4 link on a good base. So you know, would have been lucky. In this layout, you never ever from the waypoint wanna go up here. This is always gonna be at an end. You always like you're going down and then to like the left side. By left side I mean like you turn left early on because it's most likely gonna be a loop like this, and then it's pretty easy to follow from there. There's wasting time typing in chat about the 4 link like the chest that I sold. But yeah, I did realize it. I was actually really mad at myself at this point because, you know, what if I don't get the green blue for the Orb Storm, Prolif, Ice Bite chain setup? But gladly it happened.
Your god's greatest disappointment, heretic.
There's no reason to really kill Cravishers because I'm gonna do library for Lightning Spire. There's a lot of gems that you can buy in there when you go there at that point. Also, do you see the frost ball in my inventory? That's the MVP of Atziri Trash. Because it blocks all of the projectiles. See, stopping there, mistake. You should do it in you should swap your links while you're moving. I've probably lost like at 20 seconds or something like that, if not even more, just because I've stopped during like you know, gem swaps. What time level are you looking for Dominus, Daro?
And so, I
Stop
seek
1
my
hour
first
for
steps into
Dominus.
damnation and conduct.
Anywhere from 28 to 31 is when you go Zaro. You can go there very early. Like level 28 is enough for XP, like XP wise. And it gives you a decent amount of damage if you do it. But it's not like super necessary. Again, in here, if you don't know the... Here, if you see two charts, that's the wrong place to go. You want to go with the, you know, the one. You know, some use it, run through. I go out of my way to pay, like, take TPs. And even then I don't get enough TPs for the Blood Aqueduct. And I think I have to go buy some. This one doesn't take too much. Get that juicy blueback XP. Probably not really needed.
Have you thought what it might drive others to do in return?
The bar banner right before, like right after she finishes the speech. Some nice deeps.
Be careful.
Tread carefully.
Yes. Watch yourself.
I checked for a blue.
Don't do anything I would.
That was a brain fart there. Me just like trying to look at something to take, but there was nothing. Nothing. I was looking for 4 links. Why is tie-dye killing Dominus when you're killing Piety? Because I'm inefficient as fuck. And I also overlevel. And he's a god. Tie-dye is a god. Here's the old. I mean, his character is named Room Old the race room, so yeah. Wash it up. Find misplaced, they are going to the end rooms. I would have wanted to use the name room dry old's room, but I wanted to I wanted to include the race on it because it might be that. It hadn't been 2 weeks either. There was like a couple of streams during that time, but yeah, I was practicing. I improved a lot in like the week and a half of practice. It was very hard to get back to the habits of just trying to be as fast as possible.
Watch
We're not
yourself.
old.
Be careful.
I'm an old POE wet, that's what they talk about when they say old.
Remember.
The panics. The panics trying to buy all the skill gems. Everything you know, everything about the game still is. No, there's a lot of layouts that I haven't mastered yet. I don't know all layouts yet. I will know every single layout for the Act 5 guitar race that is relevant though.
Every stone placed
I will learn them. There's a couple layouts that I need to put some time into, but yeah. I probably won't stream them looking at the layout. I'll definitely do race practice on stream, but
go with God.
I won't do the layout stuff on stream. As you can see in my motor level, like you're actually fine finishing Dominus at level 27. That's enough. Ideally a bit higher, but that's like totally enough. I think I would probably be like a minute and a half. Like I'm like a minute and a half behind just because I didn't have the movement speed boots early on. Also, after I finish Dominus, I'm gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna take a piss and get a cup of coffee. So I'll pause for that. That was a misread. You can actually tell these layouts. If you learn these layouts, you can tell them. That was just a misread from me. That was like another 50 seconds lost. Like 3 minutes behind. Yeah. Which would be like... It would be like a minute and a half. If I had the move speed from the beginning. But even then, the Tai and Tai are just much more efficient. They just play much more optimally. It's really, really fucking hard to move, gear, and kill shit at the same time. It's actually really hard.
By exiling me, you were
It is
my
so
Genesis
goddamn hard
boss,
trying to do everything.
and
You
now
also have
here
to
I
like think
stand.
about like all of the other shit. Like, is your level fine? What do you need to do next? What gear pieces I need to upgrade? There's so many things. Easy to play Optim when you don't stream your races. Wait, I don't understand. Not streaming doesn't. Anyone who's streaming their races, they don't read the chat while they're racing. Yeah, I was fifth. I was actually basically tied with Steel. But I got scuffed with Midnight Energy. Like we basically killed Kitava pretty much at the same time. He had to run some corrupted zones, I think. I remember seeing him enter some of the corrupted zones first after Kitava.
You are needed.
So he had to run some things, I think.
I am sorry, God. We must learn not to abuse your creations.
Yeah, I'm being completely honest. I think the Atziri race wasn't a great format. Just because we done RNG.
You are free now, Vol. Go with God.
I should have actually just gone for the lab at that point, because I already TP'd in, like out, and we're on the waypoint. I should have just gone to the lab. I don't remember exactly what was my thought process, why I did end up not going there, but...
The earth here trembles with the fear of judgment.
In a midnight, but he got pretty quick. Yeah, I spent like 15 minutes getting my midnight. And he finished the kill while I was still running midnight. So after that, I basically stopped pushing. Like I slowed down my gameplay so much.
Corruption eats away
After
the
that.
roots of this mountain.
As implied that he cheats.
No
Oh
soul
no.
should suffer as you have, Deshret.
Fun fact, he has actually streamed and won. It's insane.
Born to this land, delivered to this task.
He just has a potato PC, but he can't. He loses a lot of frames if he streams. You could see it. He won the race that he streamed. The first qualifier, the beat race, was a need to stream, and he streamed it and he won. But you could like easily see the FPS issues he had. Yeah, anyone who says that I is cheating just basically doesn't know what it's talking about. I almost died there. I didn't pay attention at all to what the rare monster was. Like as nice it would be to you know, make sure that everyone who races streams, that's just... This is not a good idea. When it's about a competitive race, no. Because GGG can actually verify, you know, they can check if you cheated.
Come over here.
Having a stream on doesn't necessarily even mean that you couldn't cheat. You could literally have like an overlay on top of your game, but not have it on your OBS.
You stand before the gates of the Lord's labyrinth. The goddess is
I think Thai's issue isn't internet, and it's PC related and not internet. I could be wrong though, but I think that was the case with him. I think I'm like 2 levels behind at this point, which isn't too terrible, considering it was Thai who was leading. I was pretty happy at myself at this point, considering I had no movement speed until I was halfway done in Act 2, until I got them. And then just generally really bad plays. I've done a lot of mistakes, and I keep making them throughout this whole race. There's like hundreds and hundreds of like tiny stupid mistakes that just eventually contribute to losing like 5 minutes or more by the time you kill Kitava then. I really didn't need to kill that pack, but since it's the ghost menu, I was like, fuck it, let's do it. Maybe we get some lucky with gear.
when the time comes to strike, an emperor strikes.
Where's the cursing finish? I didn't record my mic. That's why I said I wish I had, because there was like cases where I did that.
Such resilience. Pity the emperor who sits alone.
You can dub it? I don't remember all the cases. I did definitely curse when I realized that I shouldn't have sold the 1000 ribbons. I was actually super scared here because I didn't have fire resist. I didn't want to take too many unnecessary risks. Also, I just realized that I actually did upending doing a blunder by chilling the chest because I could be using it right now with Ice Bite and Prolif and have friend charges.
An aspirant can afford to be promising.
But there you can see.
Must keep.
There's the green, green, blue, blue that I was waiting for. So basically it just came 1 level late because it's a 32 chest. It wasn't a terrible thing.
See your center trap of tyranny is inescapable.
Who cares about the reflect? Just kill them, dude.
Burden.
Before your emperor are worthy. Truth is elusive, yet God has provided us with all the tools necessary to find it.
That was actually a decent enchant. I tried to go to hideout when I was supposed to log out, but I clicked the wrong macro. Yep, I think I actually ended up selling the regret for Alex too. Ideally, when you get the skill point in Act 1 or when you do library, you buy a lightning warp so you can skip these. But I needed the XP anyways, Like, you most likely you're gonna need the XP. And this is basically like always a guaranteed blue bag, so might as well do them. It's a really good XP. And yeah, at this point in Act 4, you usually want to drop the War Banner. You don't really need the damage anymore from the War Banner. And you really want the safety from the Pleasant Stone for the blind and the less damage taken from enemies that are not blinded. Also, I just realized I was supposed to take the break. So I guess we'll just take the break next time I use Waypoint, which is like right after. Because I only hit level 32 now. Ideally, you would be level 33 when exiting this place. So you can just go straight through, but I'll go to comms from here. And yeah, I'll take a very, very, very quick break. Let's keep going. There you go. Getting my 4-link setup finally.
How you doing?
I could have only had it for a level and a half if I didn't sell the chest piece though. And it's a really good setup to have. Gives you a fuck ton of damage.
Good luck.
And safety. The prolif is so goddamn nice for safety.
Don't die, please.
Like, you can do blood aqueduct with like 1.5k life, and it's pretty goddamn safe.
The air here burns with wrath.
I'll check the patch notes after this is done. It's gonna take like an hour and a half or something like that to finish this, I think. There's a couple layouts. You can actually, there's a skip. Here's a skip that you can do. This saves you a tiny bit of time. If you're lightning warp or blink arrow, you can go up from here. It's a really tight spot, but you can do it. And generally, this skip isn't useful, but if you get the skip here for the first part, it'll save you a lot of time. But that being said, you usually need the XP here anyways, because you're thrashing, like running, like thrashing so much. I also overloot, I think, a lot during this race. Not so much at this point, but later on. I keep looting way too much shit. Also, my loot filter. One thing that I should have done, and I will absolutely do it for the next race, is I'll make a proper loot filter that has callouts for what items drop. So, for example, if an alteration drop, the loot filter is actually gonna tell me it's an alteration. And same for like, you know, specific. I'm probably gonna have evasion and ES based items. So, okay, not for this race. I mean, not for this race nearly as much because I'm sort of the next race. Sorry, because you're not gonna hit level 38 during the race, so you don't even need the change. So you don't need 2 greens anyways. But I'll make an actual filter that like tells me exactly the stuff that drops. See? I just spent like a second going down there because the load filter told me there's a 4-link and I didn't know specifically what 4-link it was. I just know it was a 4-link with something. But because all of my 4-links like chests, boots, gloves, helms look the same. You going to flame dust or the lava stream there? Oh, you mean you're talking about are you talking about the skip that was I mentioning? Because flame dust doesn't work on that. Or are you talking about this river here, like going from here to here? Yeah, I know. But that's a bit tight. I was hoping to get the the dash here, but you know, this didn't happen to be close enough. And then you can do it here as well. But I saw packs, which I don't end up even killing for some reason. But yeah. This should have been a bit better done here. No, there is absolutely no point in doing lab. I am gonna kill calm. Dude, please don't spoil. I wanna read them too. Yeah, you should definitely dash over the river.
Cannot defend his crown.
Didn't Ziz die to Daresso? It's weird because nowadays if I'm playing Templar, I just face tank him. Pretty much. It's weird. Did he use Flesh and Stone?
Fallen heroes more glory than they ever earned.
So right now we are at 1 hour and 15 minutes. I should have been at this point. Like 3 minutes earlier, but I'm not too upset of my time. But it should have been faster. No, not 3, like 5 minutes faster. I'm still at decent pace. This is still like 3 hours and 10 minutes if everything goes right after. Actually, dude, like really don't spoil. I so want to talk about this zone, but I'm just gonna say that I didn't do this properly. I did some misreads here. But yeah, I don't want to reveal too much. Because that was an avoidable,
Takes good care of me.
like totally avoidable dead end.
I may have misjudged that god of yours.
I was just going on like overdrive and I you basically just like lose brain cells under pressure and trying to think everything at the same time. Then just forgot how to do that layout. Not that it was a big mistake, but it was like 5 seconds or something like that. They all add up.
Now you are simply gorgeous. Beauty shall prevail.
Here you want to TP out because it's just so much faster than logging out. Because if you log out, you have to run from like the bottom, like from this spot. Now obviously I should have logged out because I needed the vendor, but I didn't realize I needed the vendor. So yeah, every single time you just kind of save a second, it's so valuable. Especially the shorter the race, the better.
Embrace death, Deirdre, for your flesh was your undoing.
Exquisite. I could have made you into a wonder.
I actually find myself admiring you in this moment, Templar. You and I will create the most beautiful of nightmares together.
There's not much to say about this fight.
Isn't it?
It's just basically face it immediately.
Now, Exile! Kill me! Now, Exile!
Don't get slammed, boys.
My mana is spent.
Can you go down already?
Now, let us see if you truly
So I'm like a half an act behind now.
nightmare.
There's still like 121. You know, Act 4. But it should be like 115, 16 or something like that.
Nightmare is the trial. You're so in love with death.
So not too much to do here. Now when you get to enter the next act, it's actually better to log out.
Leave me.
Especially if you want to buy Unleash, which I do, even though I actually never got to use it. But Unleash would have been my 4-link on Wave of Conviction. I don't think I ever got to use it. But yeah, you log out because you get back to Act 4, so you can go buy Unleash from 1-alt, and then you just take the waypoint into Act 5, and you like also skip the animation, like you know the annoying animation when you like you teleport in there. But the moment you get the loading screen, just log out. It's actually just, like faster to do that too.
Yes.
You save like a couple 3 or something seconds by doing that. I should have YOLO'd and go into the shrine because there was a lot of XP. And since I have Prolif, assuming I don't get like one-tapped, that would have been a lot of XP from the shrine. You can see me always opening my inventory, just trying to look what I need to change and upgrade and, you know, all that. Mineral landing. Yeah. You could actually call that a blunder on the pathing. I misclicked the crit when I was supposed to go through the minion damage, but it doesn't matter too much. You could argue that it's nice because now you could use Control Destruction on Orb Storm, but the ideal 4-link doesn't have Control Destruction anyways, so it's like whatever. But it helps, I guess it helps a bit with getting Overload, and it's you can easily respec it out anyways, so you could argue that it's actually better to go through the crit because it gives you a bit more consistent Overload, but yeah. There's a really good skip in control blocks if you don't take the skill point, but I think going for the skill point is fine, especially because you need some XP. That was a massive mistake going up there. You should never fuck up that. There's no reason to ever go up here. I don't know, like I didn't do this once in the practice. I don't know, maybe this was one of the times where I was just like listening too much to the casting and then didn't pay attention to what was happening in my game. I honestly don't remember. That was like one of the times where I was like what the fuck did I just do? As you can see from my mouse movements in the loading screen, I was like, what the fuck? It's tiny bit faster to go. It's tiny bit faster and safer to go from the below. I feel like most people go from the top, but if you go through the top, you when you go like straight through the zone, you're gonna go past the unique monster, and the unique the monster can actually kill you relatively easy. So it's safer to go from the below. I'll check the POD stuff after I review this. There's I think there's the same on the bottom as well. I'm not 100% sure. But I've had way too many close calls with the unique that I always prefer going below.
I am no beast of burden.
Hi Gucci, by the way. You had some pretty great pace. Man, I do so many mistakes on this run. Even there, I just wasted like 2 seconds not doing the pathing correctly there. I was thinking about alking that or something like that, but I didn't have any useful essences, so I just like fuck it, let's just throw it on the ground. I think at this point I already had my chess piece alked. I think I did like resistant life and something like that. What was your time killing Atziri? I think it was 3 hours and 40 something minutes. I was on a base for 320. But then I got shafted with Midnight RNG, and then while I was farming for a Midnight, the placement, like the second placement for the Exile ticket, was already taken. So at that point I just like slowed down and made it, you know, sure that I actually finish it, because I need a new headset. Okay. And the mouse is nice too, but I am in dire need of needing a new headset. Okay, you know, if I actually like, just look at that, it's all worn out and everything. Like if I want to actually have the padding on it, I have to put it like here and then put it on. So yeah. I'm a no mousepad gamer, so I'm gonna try the mousepad as well when they send it to me. Glue exists. I know. It doesn't. You need some very specific glue for that to work properly, though. If I were ballsy, I would just go for the flask notes already, but I opted out go for the resist. I mean, it's like 5% life and then like 5% all resist from the 3. Sorry, 15 life and 5% all resist from the 3 node. What did you? Oh, my headset works fine. It's just like the padding just dropped out. Yeah, I mean, I had some decent gear though. I only had like couple item pieces that had life. Like I think my body armor had like 50 life or something like that. Also, I have to pee. Oh shit, dude. I'm actually kind of glad that I got the Midnight, you know, shafted by Midnight Energy, because I could have not bear losing because I had to take a pee. Okay, so we are at 1 hour and 34 and then 31. Let's see when I'm back. I spent a minute on the pee break. No, I didn't actually drink any coffee before this race.
Now, where was I?
But yeah, that was a minute gone right there.
What in damnation have you done?
You had 1k on pranking? Yeah. You really don't need to take all of the life notes if you're playing well. I don't know why I messed up that. I don't do that on practice. I did so many silly mistakes, like absolutely like useless fucking shit mistakes. Though I did play this, I did play the second part of this properly. I went to check for the corrupted zone, and I actually had it here. See, there's a corrupted zone. You can miss it if you don't check it. Like you have to like go a tiny bit from that side to check it. So this is corrupted zone number 1. Actually, gonna keep on track. Now this one cannot give me a midnight, but it can give me everything else. I think I actually get a noon from this. Yeah. Helm rings closer wide mode race. Yeah. You really don't need crazy gear when you have everything boiled down properly. You really don't need like super good gear. I'm like what, like fucking 1200 life at this point. At least I do. I think I do one thing that. Ouch! I just bit my tongue. That a lot of people, at least when I've like looked at people practicing, people don't link their Herald of Ice with Onslaught after they swap to Chain. Yeah, and I kind of, at this point I was actually thinking what to do with my stuff so I can actually make it. And you can see like I swapped out the helm for it. But yeah, having the Onslaught on your Herald of Ice is absolutely insane. But you get, but yeah, about the safety, if when you have the proper 4-link, which is the Ice Bite, Prolif, Chain Orb Storm, the moment you put a Orb Storm down, every single monster within the, you know, your screen, like, melee won't hit you. First of all, they're blind. Also, that was actually, even though you guys are like, why did you go there? That was actually not a blunder. That was me checking a corrupted zone. Because the corrupted zones, one of the corrupted zone spawn points are below there, so I just wanted to check it. You know how to... Yeah, I know how to do library, but I still do mistakes on it for some reason. I usually have too much shit on my mind while I'm doing this, and I haven't done it hundreds of times yet, so it's not like, you know, playing without thinking. I still kind of have to pay attention to what I'm doing while I'm running this. Like, for example, that corner there, I always fucking flame blast into that corner, even though I know I should just go straight across. Like, I'm not honestly sure which is better. Doing it like this, where you just make the loop, get the skill point, and then you go back to your TP. Or you just get the items, then you log, you go back to library waypoint, and then go up from there. But I usually do this. I don't know, for some fucking reason, some people run up here where I am right now, and leave a TP here, and then they go down to library, which makes no sense. You just spend more time, like longer, you know, you just run more if you do that. You just drop the TP at the cross section where you would split into different like places. There's like no reason to run all the way up here to put a TP, which some people do. One thing that I really need to improve on is my clicking accuracy on skill 3. I spent a lot of extra seconds just trying to hit the skill points before entering loading screens, but I just missed them. I like to leave TP, do Kitava, then do Reliquary and log. I do Reliquary because it gives you a lot of XP. Usually you get a level up from it, and then you get the skill point, which right now for me is the Alchemist node. They could also be life nodes too. And then there's another issue. Yeah, exactly what Gucci said is that you can't TP out during Kitava fight. Also, I think I'm a bit overleveled. I'm like 40 and a half. You don't even need to be 40 at this point. You can be like 39 and a half or something like this and you're fine. Need to start playing also for the most accuracy. Maybe I can lower my DPI a bit when I get the mousepad. I actually don't use mousepad. That's why you hear this sound, because this is just hitting the like my desk. I have way too high sensitivity.
My mana is spent.
I should literally lower, but just by lowering the sensitivity, you get so much more accuracy on that. But yeah.
The flame of hope may flicker, but it cannot be extinguished.
I'm not sure if you want to log on that, because you get to the waypoint, but you have to use 2 loading screens instead of 1. Like you know, instead of just waiting on the ground. So yeah, obviously there you log out. When you enter that act, you want to log out. I blunder here. I should craft more items. I should craft resistances. I didn't even check the items. I was supposed. What you're supposed to do is when you're waiting for Kitava to do shit like, you know, the animations, you check what items you need to craft, and then you craft them if you need to craft all of them. Slash prioritize if you don't have the currency to do it. But I don't know. I didn't do it.
Ready, Exile? It is time to hunt.
No, not after Kitava, but during Kitava. If you wanna go to the town, for example, to reset your lightning spark traps.
Bring the beast in my sights, Exile.
I was so unlucky with beasts. You need to kill one of the red beasts if you wanna be able to craft your flasks, which is pretty important if you wanna get like curse immune for the Atziri, or if you wanna get, which it doesn't really matter. You're probably gonna get one shot by any of the thing anyway, so it doesn't matter. That do spell damage, so it's like whatever. But having bleed is a must. I think I got it on my mana flasks, so it wasn't a big deal that I didn't get the beast. But you should make sure that you kill 4 yellow beasts and a red beast so you can actually do the craft. In this race, in my opinion.
Let me teach you the laws of war.
I'm a bit scared, like here, like this would have been a faster kill if I had the resist to actually soak the damage, but I have to actually dodge it now because I don't have the resist. You can see damage is lacking a bit because I prioritized survivability a bit more. I also blunder this layout too. I don't know why the fuck did I turn left here. Soon the realization comes in. Just watch it. Oh shit. Fuck, I went the wrong way. This isn't even a hard layout. I was not paying attention to what I was doing. And then I just ended up taking a wrong turn. But you see, I barely take any damage.
I am no beast of
What happened in the first 5 acts? You mean you're looking at my time? I didn't get movement speed until halfway act 2. And I just played terrible, basically. I do so many like I'm just inefficient, basically. I'm not back to the speed that you should be on. And here I have to go like a true man would have just actually done that properly. But I didn't want to risk it because I would have died if I got hit by that one of the spikes.
Is the strongest metal of them all.
Also, I'm horrible at Act 2. I'm like almost 21 by the time I kill Wall. I over XP way too much in Act 2. It happens every time. I don't know what's going on with that. It just happened. I think I had like a 38 wall. It should have been like a 37 at the absolute like longest time, but ideally like 36. I mean, you can even have faster if you have movement speed early. And also, I fucked up the caverns layout. I checked both of the dead ends, like massive dead ends on the sides. One of the layout where you have them on the sides. Also, I play way too cautiously here because I don't have the gap resist. I'm just a pushy. You get movement speed after normal lab. Need to sell them rare items to get 3 augments so you can craft movement speed after like at wall. I don't want to talk about belly layout. Even though I assume you probably know that, how it works. I'm not 100% on it. I have an idea what to do. Oh yeah, one thing I should have done at this point probably is upgrade my boots from 15% movement speed to 20% movement speed because I have that extra Quicksilver that I don't really need anymore. I could use Granite at this point, though I think you don't really need to use the Granite. I think I swapped to Granite a bit later. But there's enough back size now that if you play properly, you can change your flasks, especially with your Alchemist cluster. I think also usual that the second Quicksilver is upgrading after rolling 4 link boots from Act 7. I never get... For some reason, I never get movement speed on the 4 link boot. From there. Good Kitava is an hour and a half. Depends. If you're talking about an Act 5 Kitava race, It's gotta be more like 115 or something like that, I think. Probably even faster than that. I don't know, I haven't done any Act 5 guitar races, so I don't know. Exactly. I would guess it's somewhere in the ballpark of 115 for the best runs. Probably wrong though. No, wait, it's definitely faster than that. Because good times are like sub to 1 hour and 1.5 hours while doing some skill points and lab. I think it's gonna be. I think the best times are gonna be like 115 or less. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong and it takes longer. I don't know. I just feel like the fact that you have to do 6 trials. You most likely do library and then you do the lab itself, and really good times on Kitaba on those runs are like 1.5 hours ish. Looking at your frantic clicking, you use lower DPI. My DPI is like 3.6k. But that doesn't say too much because I have the settings on the Razer pinups. I think I have lowered the stuff in there a lot. So it's not like 1-to-1. I think in reality it's probably like 2,500 or something like that. I don't know. If I disable it and I put like the DPI, it's like way better, like way faster. Or if I tried it on someone else's PC with the same settings. The good old Veilam Roth animation skip. Same with Clarissa. I don't even remember what my Windows setting is on that actually. Lost 2 seconds there. Going up too early. Feels bad, man.
So strong. So dedicated. A man like you would never deserve.
I mean, there's only like 4 layouts,
You're a
so
gift, don't you see? A sumptuous feast
it's
for a
pretty
master on his wedding day.
common to have some layout.
We are both so touched by your generosity.
I actually haven't leveled my arcane shirt at all at this point, I think. Which is a mistake. You should level it a bit. Yeah, I mean, there's like two out of 4 or 5. I don't remember if it's 4 or 5 of cranky layouts exit at the same place. Yeah, I mean, typically there's like Windows settings, and then some people even use mouse acceleration. I used mouse acceleration for the longest time too.
My mana is spent.
Looking back at it right now, it's just like, the fuck, dude.
Good work clearing it. With the road to the Frisian forest clear again.
Though I know there's some people who use it on very, very low DPIs.
Farewell.
This is neither the time nor the place.
Yeah, resolution matters too. I'm on 1600 to 900. Okay, here's a blunder. I should not go for the flask because I drop a granite. This is a complete waste of time. because you get quartz flask from Act 10 anyways, and you don't need it until that, like until Atziri. That was like complete waste of time. That was like 15 seconds plus lost just by running for that. Yeah, the reason why I have a somewhat high DPI is just because I don't have the most ergonomical setup. So if I like, you kind of need to see this to understand it. But like my hand, like my mouse is like almost at the edge of my table. I don't have like half of my fucking arm like on top of my table. And I don't have too much space there. Yeah, my priest is like my priest is like in this kind of position when I'm playing, and I basically just like move like this. I don't move much. The biggest mistake you can do though is having it like this. This kind of setup where you like have your, you know, like this will fucking get your hands are gonna die. Doing it like this, it's not. This is fine. Like it won't be. It's not this much that I have. It's not like the table is like this here. It's not. Wait. It's not like this. It's not like this. It's more like this. It's like, it's decent. I never had wrist issues. The only issues I have is if I play for like 16 hours a day for a week, then the edge of the table starts to, you know, it's not rash, but it just like gets a bit, it starts to hurt after a while. But yeah, the proper arm gamer shit, if you, especially the FPS is so much better. It's so much more accurate. So much more accurate. I have images of every single layout of Act 1 and a decent chunk of Act 2. I haven't done all of them yet though. I'm gonna do every single layout for this race, like for the next race though. Feels good, man. Actually, I haven't done enough like this, like practice on this layout. I had a crystal veins like 3 days before the race and my mind was blown. It's there's a lot of dead ends you can run into in that song if you don't know what you're doing. This is why the layout series ends up. It doesn't end. I will finish it. I will finish all the layout series once I feel like I don't need my, like, me knowing the layouts is an advantage to me over the people who don't. So there's no reason for me to share them at the moment. I shouldn't have run into that small dead-end room. Man, I look so fast because this is in 1.25. But if I put this into normal speed, you see how inefficient my play actually is. Since when? It's been like that forever.
Just in time.
Why the fuck did I cast Orb Storm there, by the way? I let my Flame Blast consistently go to 3 charges. That's just a really bad play. I misclicked that alt like 2 times. There's actually like a hilarious. I spent like 5 seconds trying to pick one item at some point in this race. I don't remember where it was, but there's like a moment where I tried to pick some specific item and I spent like 5 seconds on it. It had like one item next to it, and I kept taking that item like 3 times or something like that. Oh no, I messed up this so bad. I messed up this layout. I feel so bad on the time spent on this. Went too far up. Like, oh, let's go down. Maybe it's on the middle. And at this point, it's like, oh fuck, no, it's on the bottom. Hey, I just needed some extra XP, you know. Don't go there. Don't. This is such an easy zone, but I still messed it up. Like 2 times. How many corrupted zones did you find before Blood Aqueduct, by the way, Gucci? Out of curiosity. I think I had like 3. I would have had 2 if I didn't actually check the corrupted zone in the Act 5. And then I just got lucky on, or you could, I guess, say that my bad luck ran out just before Blood Aqueduct. Because I got... No, sorry, I got 4. The Act 5, 1 in Act 8, and then 2... Wait, no, 3 in Act 8, sorry. Let's go back to 125. Oh, when I asked what corrupted zones, I'm like ones that you actually did. I think I had like 2 corrupted zones before I could actually get fragments from them. You know what was very weird for me, Gucci? On your interview, you sounded so humble. You don't seem humble at all, usually in Twitch chat, when people are talking about racing. We're like, wait. Is he putting an act on this interview? Or is he just toxic fucker to the people who don't know what they're talking about in Twitch chat? I was like, fuck, I need life. I'm gonna die here otherwise. Man, this is like... Every time I do this fight, I regret not taking AoE nodes. It's just like this particular fight is where I want to have the AoE node, so you get the massive overlap. You can actually like insta-face this if you do this right. I like the interview. I don't know what I said. What did he say? I didn't hear it. Because I was still farming from fucking midnight. At that point. Actually, no, I don't even remember. I'm pretty sure I was farming midnights. No, wait. No. No. I think he finished around the time when I killed the Kitava or something like that.
I think.
Dude, I spent so much time in this.
Savior.
Also,
Next time
you see me putting the Quicksilver in the stats? That's a massive blunder. I'm still using the 15% movement speed from Act 2. I should have crafted the 20% movement speed on this like 3 acts ago or something like that. At the very least, early this act.
Fare you well.
Why did I do that? Actually, I spent like a good half a minute or something like that getting that, but I already dropped Granite way before that, so that's just fucking waste of time. Yeah, I think my Kitava kill was around like 3 hours and 2 minutes or something like that. I don't know. It was pretty much at the same time as Steel. I think I was like 1 minute behind Steel. I wasn't even humble. I don't know, maybe it was the way Ziggy said, like, you have such a, you know, nice way of looking at this. You know, just be, you know, I just have to be better than others, kind of thing. I don't know, I didn't get to really listen to it because I'm still like, you know, farming midnight at the time, so I probably missed some of it. Like, there's so much for me to improve on, like, actual, like, the plays. Oh, he made a cool joke and Rice didn't get it. Wait, what joke did he make? Oh, by the way, Gucci, did you hear my interview? Fucking, blew Rice's head off. It was pretty funny. You actually save so much time if you know the layout, like the exact spawn points of Lockdown. I know them, but I didn't really pay attention to them. I could have like probably get another 2 or 3 like Blood Aqueduct zones in if I actually did it optimally. Dude, when I entered this zone, I was like, please, 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 don't be a corrupted zone. Because this is the fucking flicker spider. And I almost died to it like 3 times in my practice runs. It is such a fucking scary fight. Oh my god. Especially if he has like damage mods or something like that. What was the gem swap? Press clip and go watch it. I don't want to go back. I didn't pay attention, sorry. I did not pay attention. So I'm like 5 minutes behind on my own average practice runs at this point.
The weary traveler draws close slowness, lending strength.
I just realized I think I haven't gained life since Act 5 now? Basically, instead of taking the life nodes, I should just take the damage nodes and swap them around. You should, honestly, you should just, the moment you hit level 48, you should do lab. Like, I don't know, it's just, you kind of want the damage for the mama bear. I don't actually remember why I didn't do it. I don't know. I usually do it earlier. Yeah, I fuck up this fight. I should have just insta-face him and then, so that you don't have to wait for the fucking third one to spawn.
Empires are forged in stone and fire.
I was like, oh god, I only had one sacrifice piece. I'm in Cruel Lab right now. This is not gonna go well. Man, I played this so badly too. I just get hit by everything in here. Every single dart. What am I respecking out? Oh yeah, I was like, fuck, I'm only gonna need the fire resist because I think he had the fire the buffs. I was like, and then in case I get stunned and then you get the fucking, you know, the fireball burst or whatever.
An emperor must be empire awaits you with open doors.
Yeah, there it goes. They have the fire buff. I was like, fuck, there's just like fire damage so much. Like, I might actually have died there if I didn't respec. Kills misclicks, man. He was only ahead of people who streamed. There's a lot of people who didn't stream. Like Gucci was, I think Gucci was probably like neck and neck with him for the most of the race. You were even like switching. Or did you just caught up to him at the end? I don't remember honestly. I remember. No, he didn't get all of them. Gucci got at least like 1 or 2 at the end in Act 10 or 9.
See you.
I'm just spending way too much time.
Bye.
I didn't really need to get that. It's not really needed. I think I got like 4 first corrupted zones. I was listening to casters and I was like, I was so sad Rice didn't pick up with the race room name. Because I've raced with that name in the past as well. I have no idea why I kept picking up fucking wisdom scrolls at this point. There's absolutely no need for me to take them anymore at this point. I have like a half a stack of armor scrap, which is like 40 wisdoms. Oh no, I played this fight so badly. I think I actually had to reset it. Because I played it badly and I got too many stacks of the debuff, yeah. Feels bad, man. You should like insta-face this boss the moment he TPs on you. Man, I really wish that the last race would be an Act 10 Kitawa. That fight, being unascended and underleveled, is a bit more yikes than when you have done 2 labs and you're like proper level. You have like at least like 1 level higher gems. It's just like massive different. I debated against myself for so long in this zone. Do I do the skill point or not? In hindsight, I didn't need it because I got to level 63. Where's the cast? Oh, this is a 1.25 speed, so that it goes a bit faster. You know what the fun at this point? Me and Vago were at this point. I think we are the same zone, and like I was like pretty tired with Vago at this point. I believe, and I heard Rice talk about like the splitting zone, and I was just like, my jaw dropped. Like, does Rise not consider that you can do the trip? You know, you leave a TP on the crossroad and then you just go for the, you know, next waypoint. Well, in my case, I do the Legion quest, the skill point, and then go for the next waypoint. Room, old race room is the first character to enter Blind Alley. There's my second corrupted zone. All I need now is a midnight. Now imagine if I had the midnight on the next roll, dude. I don't know what was going on there. Just like a good 5 seconds wasted. Absolutely nothing. And I loot way too much. There's so many things I shouldn't do. But I just have the habits of fucking Soul Cellophane where you pick up shit. It's so hard to get rid of those habits, dude. And yeah, my filter is bad. I need to make the filter so that it actually tells me, like, if the 4-link drops, the filter needs to tell me the colors and what base it is. So if it's like evasion 3 blue 1 green, for example, or something like that, I need to make my filter to do that. Yeah. Honestly, I think you probably shouldn't do this quest. Because you just spend so much time waiting. That's basically like 1 minute for a skill point. But I'd rather do this than Fairgraves. That's faster to do than Fairgraves. And you can actually get more useful items from this than Fairgraves.
Tell me something. Any chance? Don't do anything I...
There is nothing else.
Nothing else. If Essence of Hysteria boots buff your Molten Shell with Aberrath Pantheon. I do not remember what it does. Yeah, I spent so much time. Like, every time I look at an item, every time I take a skill gem out or like swap gems, I should be moving while I do that. That's like one thing that will save me like 2 minutes in this run. It's doing everything while moving. That's why I feel like I need to learn to use space, because that gives me one more finger to use for like actual skills. Because right now the space is only used for you know, closing windows basically. This is a racing build. Yeah, I'm reviewing my Atziri race. What do you use space for? Move only. But to do that, I need to... I played this game since the beginning, which is like 7 years soon, where... space closes all of the windows. I know you can do that with ESC too, like escape too, but also that's a massive mistake. I don't know how that happened. I actually face palmed while doing that. You should never do that mistake on that area. Use space for movement skills. I mean, if you wanna race like super optimally, you should have a move only somewhere that is not left mouse. Ideally, you don't need to do that, but I wanted to be 100% sure that I don't, you know, accidentally click something out of habit and get myself killed. That's the corrupted zone number 3. 3 corrupted zones that cannot give a midnight because you need level 60 for it. That was 59. Why do you want to free up your left mouse? No. You don't like leave it up for open. You want to have a move only somewhere because you cannot move with left mouse button while holding an item. It drops the item on the ground. But you can move only if you're using anything else. So you can, you know, swap your gear around. Yes, that's how people swap gear and gems and craft while they move. And it's the easiest to do with space, or like with one of your thumbs, either on a space bar or in like one of the like extra mouse buttons on the side. I have like 15,000 hours or something like that, where space closes all windows. Imagine how hard it is to get that out of the you know, the habit. I tried couple runs doing that and it was absolutely horrible. I don't know what to do when I talk to a vendor, because I'm so used to spamming space to get out of them. I don't know what to do with that. It's so weird. Just need to get rid of that muscle memory somehow. Just need a mouse with more buttons. I mean, I have a side buttons there. I'm just not used to actually using them on that. My thumb is basically resting on my mouse hand. Playing it since 2012 with attacking place in space. No, you just do the numlock trick for that. I'm also so overleveled. Ideally, you'd be barely... Like, ideally you'd be like 53 when you enter Blood Aqueduct. Like 53 and a half or something like that, I feel like. At least in this race, if you're doing the optimal Blood Aqueduct farming strat, because you just get more corrupted zones that way. The more you do Blood Aqueduct, the more corrupted zones you get. The earlier you get there, the more corrupted zones you will get. I have no idea why I went for that too. I guess I was like thinking, oh, that's the fucking buy the lightning damage craft. Usually I have E, which is like basically like, you know, between the move only and the Orb of Storm right now, is on like actually my middle mouse. But I felt like I was better because I actually wanted to make sure that I can actually use the steel skin, so I put it on where my that usually E is like detonate mind. Obviously I'm not playing a mind build right now, so. Yeah, I think it does that there as well. By the way, we're actually gonna look into how many Blood Aqueduct zones I do, because I got 4 corrupted zones between 54 to from 54 and a half to 59, and I think I could have created another 3 instances or maybe 4 if I actually did the Blood Aqueduct optimally. So you're gonna see soon. I don't do it on yet. I'll just run through this zone first. You don't really need to, but I mean you need to do it at some point, so it's whatever. Got a bit lucky there on the first Blood Aqueduct, getting the corrupted zone. I was actually losing hope at some point. I got a total of 4 of them, and the 3 last came in a row, like back to back to back. I had like a massive dry streak. At this point, I'm like 7 minutes behind on my own practice runs. At this point, I felt pretty shit. I'm assuming it's in the sack ties. Yeah, it's worse strat than what I did. I mean, the tunnel strat is a backup in case you get fucked up on this strat. I don't know if you're on the Camel's Discord, but I responded to him. Like, I knew about the tunnel strat. That was my backup. I even mentioned it in the, you really think it's worse? Yeah, I tested it. You don't need to do that. Then if you do the Blood Actor, I get like 3 times more Blood Actor instances on average than the people who just like run through it. So on average, when people get 1 here, on average I get 3 corrupted zones in the same amount of time, or XP gain, I guess. Because if you know how the shit spawns here, I'm actually not sure why I run this whole zone. I think I started doing it on the 3rd run, where I'll set up the minimap. Yeah, there you go. So what I do here is with the minimap is I move it so that my character is at the top, and the moment the waypoint is out of the screen, it's impossible for that zone to have a corrupted zone anymore. But there's a bit more into it. There's like some layouts where you can tell that the zone is not gonna have a corrupted zone from 2 screens after the waypoint. This won't have a corrupted zone. This zone cannot have a corrupted zone. I could have reset there, but there was so many other things in my mind that I just didn't, you know, I didn't do the strat optimally. So I could have gotten so many extra instances. In hindsight, I might have actually had at midnight if I did it actually properly. But yeah, on average you skip like 50 to 70% of the instance if you're just looking for the corrupted zone. And I'm pretty sure every other person, at least all the people who were streaming, they just run back and forth in Blood Aqueduct, which is a waste of corrupted zones. I had like 13 sacrifice pieces by the time I killed Kitava. Like I had 0 needs to go back to do tunnel. But if I did run out of sacrifice pieces when rerunning them after Kitava, then I would have gone for the tunnel. I mentioned the tunnel not by name, but I mentioned that there's an instance. There's an instance that you can see the corrupted zone within the screen. You could see the corrupted zone on the waypoint, like from the waypoint, and that was referring to the tunnel strat. Yeah, if you log out in here, you go back to Act 8, and you start at the right next to the stash, but there's actually more traveling that way. It's faster to TP out. If you have the TPs, you just TP out. You can do it if you go to Act 2. Yeah, you can do that, but it's still slower. If you have the TPs, it's faster to do this still. And I had the TPs. For the most part. I needed to vendor at some point, so I just bought more. Use the log hideout reset. That's slower than TP. At least for me, I was doing this. I tested it a bit. On average, I was like 1.5 seconds, 2 seconds faster doing TPing out. Also feels bad, man. I lost the count of how many Blood Aqueduct zones I've opened. I haven't picked up 40 wisdoms. Most of the wisdoms have been from selling whetstones and armor scraps. Doesn't Blood Aqueduct have 2 wall zones? There's like 2 spawn points. And then there's different layouts. Yeah, there's like couple different layouts. I don't run this optimally, but the rule of thumb is with like how I set it up. I wanted to make it as brainless as like possible. So I did some testing, and if you go line of sight from the waypoint, like whenever you see me actually open the minimap, like in the big map right there, the moment the waypoint is not shown on your screen anymore, you can't get a corrupted zone. There's a bit more into it, but that was the easy rule of thumb. But I see, because I still keep going like further than I need to, because there's like I'm thinking to so many other things.
What is it? Be careful.
At that point, I should have bought more TPs. I think the logging out and then going back to hideout is probably faster if you're using Texas. But it's like one extra loading screen for me. And since I'm playing on London Gateway, it's a bit extra time. Hey, look at that. My second Blood Aqueduct Corrupted Zone. I think I got like 2 levels. Or 2.5 levels. Wait, am I 56.5 right now? That's a mistake. I should TP out inside the corrupted zone. I did this on my practice too. I don't know how I didn't get out. Like, I don't know why I do that. I do it like 2 times more too.
Watch yourself.
After each time I do that, I literally said out loud, TP out from the corrupted zone. And I still don't do it. This is gonna be a corrupted zone too, by the way. Next zone is gonna be corrupted zone as well. I actually had 3 in a row. But yeah, the reason why the tunnel strat is not needed is you are most likely gonna have enough sacrifice pieces from if you do Blood Aqueduct this way, so that you can chain them for the midnight. I chained corrupted zones after killing Kitawa 15 times. And I skipped one because I wanted to save time from not running a reflect one. You know, and you know, risk not dying. This character still exists, but the account is private. What's the tunnel strat? You just reset at the waypoint and then you get a corrupted zone. You can actually see the corrupted zone. I mean, there's a couple different variations, but you can actually see the corrupted zone from the waypoint. Literally, if you just reset from the waypoint, you can actually see the corrupted zone when it spawns in 2 of the layouts. This is now number 5 corrupted zone that can drop a midnight. It's a 5% chance. Does anybody knows, let's remember how many corrupted zones Waggle did before he got his full like midnight? Or I guess full set, because he didn't get a noon for, like he was missing noon, right? See, every single of the Blood Aqueduct corrupted zones, I actually didn't TP out. Oh yeah, and there I crashed. How much time do I lose on this crash? It's like 20 seconds. I remember somebody tested it a while back and they They had like hundreds or something like that. Midnights, and the ratio for that was like more closer to 5% than 10. Even though it's at some point it used to be 4 to 3 to 2 to 1, midnight being the 1. But yeah, like the issue is like first you need to get a corrupted zone, and then from there you need to get a midnight. It's just like double downing on the fucking RNG. Yeah, they definitely lowered the chance to drop a midnight when they added when they changed it so that you can get multiple fragments now. So I think it's 5% chance when a fragment drops that it's a midnight. Or something like that. Yeah, Vago had a practice where he got like multiple midnights and no noon. I made farming a dust. That sounds interesting. Especially because you said that you only did like 4 or something runs. You know what's sad? My the last 3 days of my practice, on every single day I did a sub 320. I mean, I was still on a pace on sub 320 on this too. But then I think I spent like some 15 minutes on doing like in the corruption zones. My finish was 3 hours and 43 minutes. But by the time I had the midnight, the race was all over, like over already. So I wasn't pushing anymore because there was no reason to. I just wanted to finish, and I knew that even if I finish like in 4 hours, I'll still be in the top 8 that gets the mousepad and the headset. So I was like, you know, the fuck, why do I rush at this point anymore? There's no reason to. So instead of going for my average Apex runs was like 6 minutes. It was usually a bit less than 6, but then because of the fucking split phase happening every now and then, the average goes up a bit. So I actually ended up spending 10 minutes in there. I went like full pussy mode on the trash. See, I think shifting stance is the corrupted zone in this area. I think. Or maybe it's on the next one, I don't remember. But it's one of these. So I was like neck and neck with Steel at this point. I think. Yeah, I was supposed to do it, but I was like, okay, which is gonna help me more? Doing actual practice runs or spending a fuck ton of time making the filter? And I just like, yeah, I'm gonna be better off actually doing like actual practice. I'll do the filter for the next race though.
I am no beast of burden.
To be fair, Toverbrav got into that situation because he didn't... Well, obviously he didn't get lucky, like, you know, Wackle and Tai and the like Tai who got the midnight early. But if he had done the Blood Aqueduct better, I'm pretty sure that time would have been cut at least into half. At least. Probably even more. And he was he was doing suboptimal corrupted zone area farming. I need the portal, dude. What a waste of time going for the portal. I have such a bad habit of picking up items because I play so much Soul Self-Farm. It's actually painful to watch now. Oh my god. I need to get rid of that. Oh. Hey, you died quite a few times there, dude. Oh shit. Or are those like... No, those are not rips, those are just like retired. Yeah, he's like, fuck this. Yeah, I didn't see the retired. I just like said like, I saw red. I saw red and I thought it was dead. Yeah, I didn't read it first. I think I did like 10 practice runs. Maybe a bit, I mean 10 finished runs, but I did a bunch of like Act 5 because my early game was like... My early game is still the worst. So yeah. Like Act 1 to Act 4 is my biggest weakness still. If we ignore like just the way I play right now. I mean, I guess that's the reason. Oh yeah, there's another corrupted zone. That is 6 corrupted zones now that could drop midnight. And 9 total before Kitava. Oh, look at that. Gucci go in Apex. When did you get your midnight? Did you actually have a set before you killed Kitava, or?
Good luck.
How many corrupted zones did you do before Kitava? Oh yeah, I remember hearing that you logged during the Kitava fight. Oh, I spent so much time looking at my gear. I was cringing while I was doing it because I was just like brain farting so much. Is it so weird? I even went to try to craft a beast after watching out, like watching that, like checking out that I didn't even have enough beasts. I was missing 1 yellow beast. I was kind of counting on getting the last beast from Blood Aqueduct, but it never spawned. Man, usually at this point I'm like running towards Kitava. I'm just so inefficient this run. It feels bad, man. And by running Kitava, I mean like entering the canals or whatever. So like, you know, a couple of minutes away. Most of my Kitava kills were like somewhere. Oh yeah, dude, the fuck am I gonna do in this fight? I didn't use all my traps. Look at that. I trolled 2 traps, I think. Yeah, I throw 2 traps on it. But I'm Templar, so I'm OP, and I can just face tank it. But oh yeah, and I think I even used. Oh wait, I have Orb Storm there. Never mind. At least I have that. Well, that's good. I think we are gonna probably skip a bit of the corrupted zone shit. I'm just gonna show how after I knew that, like, you know, like the race was over and I was just like playing safe to, you know, secure the top 8. I played so goddamn safe. I used Frost Wall. I mean, I bought the Frost Wall in preparation because Frost Wall is OP if you get into a bad spot. Frost Wall saved me so many times on trash. It's unbelievable. Because you have so much cast speed that it's like almost instantaneous cast. It's better to cast the Frost Wall than trying to go to town. Like Tai. Was he lagging when he was trying to TP out, or did he just log out when he was in a bad spot? Rip Gucci. Pepe hand. How did you die, by the way? I don't remember seeing it or hearing it. He was about to die because he couldn't get to his portal. Oh, but was he lagging at the time when he was about to go to the TP, or was it just packet loss when he logged out? Like, did he log out because he realized that he's lagging, or did he log out because he was like, fuck, I can't click my TP? Oh, it wasn't laggy. Okay. So I'm gonna give my take, and I'm gonna say that if he had a Frost Wall, which is literally 1 Wisdom Scroll, and takes 1 extra second when he's in library, he probably could have lived that.
You there, Exile. I am in need of your services once more.
Now, obviously, he should have, you know, needed to practice using it, but it's claimed that like a Frostball saved my life so many times in my practice runs, and it didn't like really slow me down.
I am no beast of burden.
I'll check the clip at some point, maybe. I remember. I'm gonna finish like watching this or reviewing my own run first. Bye, Tai, Pepper Hand. He played under the assumption of successful TP. I mean, yeah. I have no idea how I messed up that. It's like absolutely no idea. I don't know. Oh, I was listening to the rip. I was listening to the rip. I was listening to the fucking casting. That's why this happened. Because Tai died, right? So I was just like listening to that and not actually paying any you know. Yeah, I know, it's always on the second. You know, sometimes you face out completely, you know. I'm good at layouts that require you to use your brain, okay? But when there's a layout that is always the exact same, then I fuck up, okay? It's just I haven't done enough runs so that when I'm not thinking about what I'm doing, that it comes, you know, from like muscle memory. Same with that. Also, I played this incorrectly. You're better off going through here. Like this, I mean, it's not a big deal, but doing this properly saves you maybe 5 seconds. Also, there's a corrupted zone spawn there, like here. There's a corrupt zone potential spawn here. That's like the number one reason why you should check that. I'm not sure why. I think I go for the craft here. I feel a bit ashamed of doing this because you don't really do the craft. You don't need it. You don't have the currency to use it anyways, really. Orbo Storm was buffed massively when it's like 3.6. It actually does like crazy damage. It has a crazy base damage. It's insane with chain, and it goes very well with Wave of Conviction, because whenever you cast Wave of Conviction when you're inside the orb, it just zaps, so you get even more damage. And Wave of Conviction not only does crazy damage, it also is minus 25% lightning resist, which means that your orb will do even more damage. Also, it has a really fast cast time, so it's basically like Stormbrand with whatever the fuck it's called. I lost the train of thought. Sorry.
Yes.
I was thinking about your unleash. I have unleash leveling, but that's what I was waiting for. I was hoping for a 4-link for it.
For freedom.
That would have been my 4-link. If I had it, I would have. If I had like a 4-link for it, I would have gone Wave of Conviction, First Lightning, Conk, and Wave of with Unleash. But with 3-link, I go faster casting and First Lightning. Do you know who's the creator of this build? I don't know. I'm pretty sure Ty used it last league already, but he, you know, I don't think he told anyone he was, you know, what he was doing. I would assume he did that because that's when that's the patch when this got buffed. Also, no idea how I messed this up. Yeah, but yeah, makes sense. Your secret strat? When they announced the Atziri race, I did one run with Stormbrand. That was like before anyone was doing any like race practice streaming yet. And I was like, fuck, this won't work. You can't fucking use Stormbrand. It doesn't work. Then I looked at the other brand. I don't remember the name. I'm just like, And then I just like started. I actually went to the patch notes to see like what skills were buffed. Yeah, Armageddon brand. Yeah. It's the delay on it. It just feels bad, man. And I just like went over fucking all skills. I was like, wait, what the fuck? Orbo Storm does like crazy damage now. And then I did a test on it. I didn't. On my first run, I started using it only when I got 4-link. And then I did a couple more. It's like, okay, like I did like some early like act 1, 2, 4 runs. And I was like, huh. Wave of Conviction is OP. It synergizes with the zap, you know, when you self-cast Wave of Conviction. And then it's, you know, it's just insane. it has the durations. You slap it down. You can run 3 screens and it still kills shit for you. So okay, cool. I totally yoinked the prolif setup from Goratha though when he tested it, but I think somebody told him to try it. I don't remember. Oh yeah, and the camel used the Shock Nova, and turns out it was actually just Orb of Storm. Actually, at the time when he did that, I don't think people really thought about it being the Storm Bribe. I got a Orb of Storm build. It's more like Shock Nova build. I saw probably studying Krame's stream. Yeah, so probably somebody told him. Somebody told him to do it. Krame is so out of loop. Somebody definitely told him. So okay, I'm like 10 minutes behind my like runs. I actually did
Greetings.
before the prolif setup. I actually took like killed Cravicious and took Divine Ire and used it on Blood Aqueduct because it clears 2 screens.
Stay sane.
But with the prolif, the Herald of Ice just went so much better. I mean, I have no idea who figured it out, but I could bet that Camel is like, yo, dude, did that, and he's like, okay, I'll do it, and test it and do it. Actually, I don't know if Camel talks to Krame. Well, either way, the prolif is so fucking insane. It makes your life so easy. It's so safe. But like Krame is so out of the loop. I watched a couple of his streams like very early once, and he was so out of loop, dude. How much time do I actually spend gearing? After I think I killed at 16 minutes. Okay, so at 17 minutes. 17 and a half minutes is when I started gearing. So this is just a bunch of me gearing some random shit. No, wait, that was only like 2.5 minutes of gearing. Okay, that wasn't that bad. The first reroll. Just keep a count. That was reroll number 1. Yeah, that's the 4 link. There's 2. I think Steel finishes the Atziri at 225 or 226. So if I had the set when I killed Kitaba, or like from like the very first, it would have been a really close between me and him. Oh, you're talking about the 5 link? Yeah, you can also control destruction. Control destruction is probably one of the links there. I believe that's number 3. It doesn't fuck your EO if you pass through the 20% crit chance nodes instead of the Like I didn't take a single AoE node, by the way. Number 4, I think. Also, those boots are pretty. Look at those boots, dude. God damn it. I know I could go frame at the time, but this gives me a bit more. Look at those boots, dude. Those are pretty good boots. Oh, stop radar. Was this number 5 that I just entered? I think it was. I remember calculating there was 15 after everything. So yeah, Ty is getting the monitor, right? Since he was dropped to the price that he could get, right? Yeah. So the moment Steel finishes this, I'm just like, okay, now I just need to finish it under 4 hours, and I'm guaranteed to get the headset, the mouse, and the mousepad. Yeah, I was actually wondering too. So if Steel wins the race, will the second place be flown by GGG because Method is already paying for his like flights, but then he gets to actually participate in the race and his ticket is upgraded to a VIP ticket, maybe? I have no idea.
Freedom comes to those who fight for freedom.
That I believe is number 7 now. Yeah, Method is a regular. Yeah, there's the rip. There's the Steel finishing it. At this point, I kinda... You know, I just... At this point, I started typing in the Method channel. At this point, there's like day something mastery number and then till now midnight. I almost died to this guy 2 times in practice, so I was really cautious. Especially with friend judges. Yeah, I'm literally typing in the chat now. Oh my goodness. Do you guys want me to show like the rest of this shit? Or do I just skip for the actual Atziri race? Because I do this for another 5-6 minutes or something like that. Look at... Really? I want to show... Maybe it's... Yeah, look at that! First on Clouded Ridge. Again, I went to the chat. Hey, look at that, that's me. Oh god, dude. I was so over this race, like, at this point. This was like... I think this has been 11 minutes now. Farming. Is this what happened to you? No? Well, did you die, like, badly or what happened? And there goes the That's bot. My internet was off for first 30 minutes. Then I was on pace for 2:45. Oh shit. Flame blast into a blue back in torch court. Wait, isn't that Act 10? Yeah, Prolif. See, I checked. Look at that. I checked the beasts. I cannot craft anything with the flasks because you need 4 yellows, and then you have this for so that you can actually craft anything, right? I still go in there for some fucking reason. I don't know. I was like tilted off the earth at this point, so I don't know what I was thinking anymore. They all. Oh, so the attack animation started before the blind was applied to them. Oh shit. Like no. Oh yeah, okay, so that was like 13 minutes or something.
Hello.
I got a full level of this. Also, wait, let me go back. I want to show you. Look at that. Look at that. This was me after 20 corrupted zones that could drop a midnight. That was me at that point. And then on the last fragment that I had, I got the midnight. Dude, if this didn't give me the midnight, I would have gone to the tunnel. What kind of RNG did you have if you were actually on pace for 2:45? You had like vendor movement speed boots, then you upgrade them immediately, and or what? You get an Adre. I actually didn't get. I didn't get Adre this whole run. Vendor MS and Victarius. Yeah, okay, that explains a bit. Fucking wait. Victarius flight aren't those 25% movement speed boots? How early did you get them? Holy shit, that's insane. That's actually insane.
Hello.
Oh yeah, that's some pretty insane shit. I think I actually ended up, since I got the extra level up, I was like, let's just take the 10% dex node. It's like whatever. And then I respec one of the, because the race was over. There's no need for me to rush. I was like, okay, let's do that. Get 5% extra mana. Dude, look at my life pool. 2754 life, 350 ES, and 740 mana. What's up, Graham? Just guys, look at the frost wall. I had no. Okay, let's see when I started this. I started this at 2:33. 2:33. Why did people run a chain? I swapped out of chain after walls. For walls, chain is good to kill the ads, but fast stats, it doesn't matter. Like past that, it's not. It's a bad idea. Sorry, you just get yourself killed on the. You kill the ads without chain. When I was doing my practice, I found chain to be better. I could have zoned him, but I was like, I didn't want to take the risk. On my practice runs, I always zoned him if I had the damage. But like, there's no need. This race is already over. Why rush? And now he's already on cool range. Now I just, you know, get that down and you know, tap them with the cow. But yeah, the Frostfall is so OP in here. I think I spent like 10 minutes on Apex while taking it as safe as I possibly can. But like in this spot, your options are either you lock or you TP out, and Frostwall is faster than TP. I didn't want to risk opening the door with all of the mobs around me. Here again, I you know, might as well take the time. I should have checked if I'm close to gem levels.
Purity will prevail.
I also swapped to Stormbrand on the trio. Because that way you can have a permanent damage uptime on the, you know, whoever is your second while just running around. I did so many different, like I tried I just find out that the safest way is to kill the Diddy bitch first. If I was going for the, you know, the fast kill, I would have killed the dual striker first. But since the race was over, there was no need. So I was like, well, who cares, you know? Yeah, it's the rain is so risky, but on the fast kills I go for the Diddy bits first. Sorry, the dual striker, because see the frost wall on my bar. You can lock down the dual striker so that he can't move, and then you just brute force all of the lightning spires to just like fucking decimate him. Every time I did that, he insta died. Every single run. Even with level 14 gems. Because you can just like do one wave of conviction and curse it and it just like fucking melts. But I never had issues with trio myself. But the frost wall was like the hidden MVP. That's another reason why I didn't want to stream, because I didn't see anyone else use frost wall. And like, there were so many times when frost wall like literally saved my life when I was doing like actual like super like speed attempts. My average Atziri was like 6 minutes, and this is like 10 minutes Apex run. And then back to... Dude, I was like What the fuck is happening with my gems? I didn't realize I had my fucking prolif in there. I actually can't believe I forgot that. I was using prolif during goddamn trio fight. I'll actually go get a control destruction. No, or faster casting, sorry. Faster casting because onslaught uptime. One thing I probably should have done is use the granite instead of the silver flask because the orb of storm procs onslaught so easily. And I'm just taking super safe here because, you know, doesn't even matter. And one very, very big blunder was I forgot to put my Pantheons on. I think I put the Pantheons on after I killed the Brine King, but I never swapped back, like swapped to the bleed one. The bleed one is so OP against Rio. And then, well, the trash too, because they have pretty rippy bleeds. And, well, everything, really. Yeah, corrupted bot, yes, yeah. It's so weird. I feel like I always forget the Pantheon. But yeah. I did like 60 Atziri runs, by the way. I could like do this shit my eyes closed at this point. I even practiced this with level 13 gems. It took too much time to kill. No, just Atziri kills. Where I didn't use my skill points and I did like 2k. I did runs with 2k life and like 400 ES. And like, I don't know, 600 mana or something like that. There you go. I think I did like 10 full runs. And then I did a lot of like partial like Act 1 to Act 5 or something like that. I think I actually say something at the end here. Before I end the recording. Man, that was some rough RNG. Fuck me, dude. All I'm gonna say. Dude, I was so... Did you hear the sound? Like the sound of my voice. I was so disappointed in the RNG aspect. That was almost like when Ventura died. In his, like when he was level 99 to reflect. I don't know. I was so devastated of the RNG. Yeah, well, I was 5th. I was on pace to not. I was on pace to be really close to steal. Like we were pretty much neck on neck. And by the time he killed Atziri, I had been farming the corrupted side zones for 6 minutes. And on average, my Atziri kill times from, you know, starting the like opening the TP to killing Atziri was like 6 minutes. But yeah, as you can see, the race, like I did like a fucking 1,000 like stupid small mistakes, and when you, well, not thousands, hundreds, and once you do enough of them, then it just they just stack up, and you know, you lose like 5 to 10 minutes or something like that. On my last 3 days of practice, I was doing like 2 races, like 2 runs on the last 3 days, and in each of those days I did 1 sub 320 run. Yeah, I don't know, the RNG aspect just oof. Third place, like 325 was what Steel had, and he got to Exilecon with that time. He had some pretty damn good pace, assuming he actually didn't practice. I mean, that just shows how you know, how much, like, how fast he plays. Oh wait, I did Adre. Oh, okay, that explains a lot. And then the Remes? Oh shit. Okay, he got really lucky with the speed gear. My movement speed was halfway Act 2. It was 15% though, so that helped. That was, you know, decent. I didn't get Adre at all. I don't remember how many alts I used. I used probably something around 15 to 20, I think. I don't remember. I probably should have pushed it a bit more. But yeah. I mean, vendor MS, if you get vendor MS versus not having MS in Act 1, that saves you like a minute. Like, it's like a minute faster run on average, just having MS versus not having in Act 1. But once, like, at the end of Act 2, when if you have 3 augments, you can craft the... Yeah, I feel like half the runs I have the augments, half the runs I don't have the augments. I think 50-50 is pretty close on them. But yeah, the things I need to do for the next race is obviously make sure that I know all of the remaining layouts. And there's some that I haven't done yet. Make the filter. And then I need to really, really learn how to actually always move while I'm swapping out gear. I probably spent like a good 2 minutes or something like that standing still swapping gear when I could have done that while moving. If I'm starting my summer, I'll make my own. I'll also make it so that every single of those items has their own color, like own thing, and I'll try to memorize them properly. I really, really hope that they make the Act 5 Kitawa fixed it though. You can lose like 3 minutes in Act 1. Okay, not 2, 3. 2 minutes in Act 1 if you get the worst layouts on every possible layout versus having the best layouts on all of them. Like, upper prison alone is like a 1 minute difference on a best versus worst layout. Oh yeah, the fastest upper prison is like fucking insanely so fast. It's like 15 seconds. Actually, probably fast. Yeah. If you have backs on the way so that you get proper cooldowns on your frostbite, it's like 15 seconds. It's like absolutely insane.